Hi everyone and welcome back to my channel. Thank you so much for being with me and sticking with me. I really try to do these readings when I'm switched on and I feel magnetized. We just had the full moon, so here I am. Today we're going to be reading for how they feel about you, how your person thinks, feels about you, and whether or not they're going to come towards you. So we have 3 piles. Our first pile says anything is possible, and it's with this rainbow double-pointed wand. Our second pile is springtime ritual, looks like Central Park, and this is rainbow moonstone. And then our third pile says celebrate your wins, very 4th of July-esque, overlooking New York City. This is a deck all about New York City, so that might resonate with you. And the black tourmaline point. So if you haven't done so already, just take a second to drop down into your body, maybe take a breath, and choose the pile that best resonates with your energy at this time. So go ahead and pick your pile, and I will see you on the other side. Hi, pile 1, and welcome to your reading. So we have this card, anything is possible. You might be a thespian, you might be interested in drama or movies, you might want to be a filmmaker, or maybe your idea of love comes from cinema. Maybe that's what this message is for you. But I really feel like you're very hopeful about this person, and our rainbow point here may suggest that this person is somebody that you haven't really encountered before. Maybe they're not your usual type, or maybe you or they, and insert your pronouns where you will, are queer. So let me just grab some first messages here for you. Ooh. And we have this beautiful card. Sacred union, honor and treasure your relationship, for it is truly sacred. So definitely a higher level spiritual connection. Could be somebody that you feel is a twin flame, somebody who is really opening up your reality to just things you really haven't encountered before. That's just kind of what I'm sensing. And also somebody who is healing for you as well. So let me take a look here at your tarot and just see what this person is thinking and feeling here. Interesting. So our first card is the Princess of Cups in reverse. I'll draw 3. Then we have Dido and Aeneas, which is oppression. I believe this is the Tower card in this deck. This is the Lover's Path Tarot. And then we have the 2 of Staves. Okay, really interesting here. So I see you guys have been on a journey. The energy of this connection is both you or this person really wants a brand new start. I feel like somebody's been burned before, and honestly, there's an interesting story behind this card. So I don't remember how to pronounce this woman's name, but she was the maid of Tristan and Isolde in this myth, which is like as old as time, basically. She was supposed to deliver the lady of the connection a love potion when betrothed to her much older husband, and the 2 lovers drank it instead. And of course, it ended in tragedy. So I feel like somebody feels betrayed from their last connection, or they're getting over a connection that they felt was like very faded. So this person could have felt like they met their twin flame before, and that person turned out to be a false twin, either you or that person. But I do see there's like this energy of waiting. And yet now that they've met you, they're so hopeful that both of you can go in the same direction together. Now, as part of what this person thinks about you, I really feel like somewhere, because we have the Eight of Swords in reverse, they're a little wary that you might hurt them, especially since we have the Tower at the center of this connection. There's some trauma here that really has not been resolved. It might feel like your connection is kind of up in the air at the moment. Maybe this person touched base with you and then seemed to have disappeared. But I'm kind of getting from Spirit not to worry. There might be something that they have to do for a while. We have the Six of Coins here, the Six of Pentacles. This person recognizes, they're spiritually aware enough to recognize that they have blockages that they don't want to interrupt this connection with or put on you. I do see that they think of you as potentially their wish fulfillment. But again, there's this energy of, this is just too good to be true. The last person that I thought was my person turned out to basically leave me flat. How could they do that? How could I have such a strong connection with them, but they don't have such a strong connection with me? I really feel for this person here. There's this sense of like, I'll walk away from this if I sense that my attachment is deeper, which doesn't always preemptively help us work out in love, does it? Now, is how they feel about you. I mean, I can already tell that they really like you a lot. Again, there's this fear that something will come along where you're not compatible. Ooh, I wonder what you should do here, pile one, to change this energy. But yeah, see, underneath it all, they recognize that you are a soulmate, a higher level connection, and anything is possible. They're open to this idea of meeting their divine counterpart. It's just a question of like healing the wounds of the past before proceeding and really trusting that you're around for the long haul. Now, this card did pop out while I was separating these decks. So I feel like this person is definitely looking at your social media. If you've just met, they're trying to gain clues as to who you are so that they won't be fooled again. And if this is somebody that you've known before, or maybe an ex or somebody that's come back into your life after some time, they are looking for the changes. They're looking for evolution, basically. What has evolved between then and now? But they're definitely still curious. And if you do resonate with the twin flame label, they want you to know that the grass was not greener. The person that they thought was there, this is just a message for someone, their twin was basically just a karmic. So that's really interesting. I have this reading on my Etsy that's been very popular lately, and I'll just do a tiny bit of this now. We'll dip into a little bit of 18 plus here, but it's called Sensual Messages from Your Person, and it's very positive, of course, for people who know that someone is interested in them. They want to know, like, what do they think about at night when they think of me? That's a really popular reading, and that one is on there. But of course, if you want to know if this person is your twin, I have a reading for that, and as well as a bunch of other goodies, so do check it out. So as far as what this person might want to do to you, this is a double-edged sword, pun intended. Honestly, it feels like you've kept them on the edge of their seat this entire time. So for those of you who've known this person before, they think of you as like this big tease, like, and you know, maybe if this is a queer connection, maybe you identify as bisexual, or maybe you've not previously been open to dating somebody who identifies differently than perhaps they would, quote, appear to you. And so there's been this kind of push-pull energy, which is why this person is going back into this kind of fight or flight situation with their previous situation. And they kind of want to do this back to you. They want to tease you. They want to entice you. They want you to feel that anticipatory energy and, of course, get you riled up in the bedroom. They're waiting for, this kind of has a pre-orgasmic feel to it. They want to utilize this tension to create deep bonds, revolutionary epiphanies, again, like lots of healing, but also very intense, soulful sex. And then I also get that this person is a little kinky as well. This person is obsessed, if you identify as female, with your breasts, or just, if not, then it's this kind of heart-centered energy, this sort of feminine energy, which we all have feminine and masculine within. But there's something about that chest area where they want to overstimulate you in this region and even cause maybe a little bit of pain, hopefully pain translating to pleasure. Always play safe, sane, and consensually, of course, but it's all about capturing the heart. This person really, they could have Scorpio placements. There's something about them that's highly possessive underneath, and they just don't want to get it wrong, but they sense that this connection has a lot of potential and that you are very compatible despite wanting to kind of shut that down, and that you could go places. So let me just pull one final card for you. If they could say anything to you right now, what would that be? You end your reading on a positive note. We will be together soon. So again, for those who resonate with, and of course, take what resonates and leave the rest, this person has gone away for a while, or they've said, hey, I can't really explain, but there's just something I have to do. Don't worry, it's me, it's not you. All those kinds of vague statements which make you feel like this is the end of it. It's definitely not the end. They will pop back into your life. They will DM you, they will call, they will text. When they are ready, they will make contact. And along with some of the other goodies that I have on Etsy, so please do take this out, check it out below. But I do have a little bit of magic as well available, where you can encourage these things, either by healing the connection through Reiki, which I do distantly, and you don't even have to be present for this, but we can organize a time, or a spell, which in the end of the day is all about white magic. We're not about coercing people's free will here, but it's basically a prayer and a little altar created in your honor to tap into your connection and feed it good vibes so that this outcome of union, which looks like it's inevitable, can happen sooner rather than later. So check that out as well. Let me know if you liked this reading. Pop your comments in the box below. Let me know what else you'd like me to read for, and have a beautiful and blessed rest of your day. Hello, Pile 2, and welcome to your reading. You have chosen this beautiful springtime renewal card. This kind of makes me feel like the energy of your connection is bright. You may have gotten back with someone, met someone you hadn't seen for a really long time. It's just this feeling of, renewal. And then we have the beautiful rainbow moonstone, which is a protection stone, but it also has a serious sense of optimism to it. So I really feel like something is blooming. There's good luck in your love life right now. All right, so let me just pull a few oracle cards here. How does your person feel about you? And we have this beautiful card. It's super interesting today. A lot of the messaging has been, shall I say, like outside of the binary, like recognizing that we all have masculine and feminine within, going after a connection that might have not typically been one that we're searching for. And I think it's because we're in spiritual evolution right now. We're just vibing higher and are open to learning more information in different things that we've never done. So this says, look deep within your heart and you will feel my love. My love for you is as deep as the ocean. And those beautiful blue eyes. So your person could have blue eyes, but that doesn't necessarily need to resonate. Take what resonates or leave the rest. I feel like you have a good friendship with this person, whoever it is. Maybe you're friends first, and friendship is definitely the root somewhere of a good love connection. So I'm just kind of getting that your person feels like even if this situation fails as lovers, they still want to be in your life, which is a weird thing to start off with, but you know, here we are. Okay, your tarot. We have the Prince of Staves in reverse. And again, I will draw 3. Sorry for the hole at the center of the table. Shahrazad, Wisdom. And then the Seven of Cups in reverse. Very interesting. This person right now, oddly enough, has a lot of blocked energy, but I don't want you to get discouraged. That doesn't mean that they're giving up, basically. And at the center of the reading, we have this Tale of Shahrazad. I love this deck. This is the Lover's Path. It combines mythology. It's just a really wonderful deck. So Shahrazad, yes. For anyone that's not familiar, this was the myth where this sultan, prince, had a bunch of wives, and he would historically, nefariously known for killing them after one night. And Shahrazad was the exception. I feel like in some stories of the myth, she killed him, and then in some stories of the myth, she either got away. I'm sure in some of them, she would also fell in love with him. I have, anyway. So my point is, you're with a very clever and crafty person. This person sees you as having a way with words. You might have air placements in your birth chart. And also a raconteur, somebody who is really good at telling stories or is really good at being entertaining. You yourself may resonate with being a part of the entertainment industry somehow, or as indicated by this card here, being an avid reader, somebody who is incredibly imaginative, and kind of mentally stimulating. So this person thinks very highly of you. And I think that's where that friendship element comes in. They just feel like they can talk to you about anything. You're there for them. We have a bunch of cups here, so it feels like you're an emotionally literate person. But yeah, a bunch of blocked energy. Now, the Prince of Staves here in this deck is the Page of Wands. And I do see that this person has a bit of a stubborn personality, and they're also fearing that you're going to dominate them in this connection. We also have the Seven of Cups, which historically represents choices, and kind of this ghost of a kiss in the right-hand corner here. I feel like your person is actually coming out of this period of not knowing what they want. This feels to a certain extent like once they get their mind set on something or their heart wrapped around something, they have a very sure personality. They're a very true person. There's something about them where it feels like they come off a different way. Maybe you're not sure exactly what they want, but deep down, bubbling under the surface, and this is giving like big earth energy to me. So I feel like they may have big earth placements in their chart. They do know what they want. They're just not as demonstrative about showing it to you. What else? Oh, interesting. We did see something similar in the last reading where there was a bit of a tower moment. I feel like collectively and spiritually, we're all kind of restructuring something in our life right now. For me, this person, it feels like they are going through either a dark night of the soul or restructuring something about their personality. It is a rebirth and a renewal of their selves. They could have switched jobs. They could have been kicked out of a living situation, going through family issues, just something where they're starting to realize that the stability of having good people around them is super important. They never really prioritized that before. What else? I also feel like they're a bit intimidated by you. They kind of see you as the Knight of Wands, who, again, because we have the Prince, which represents the page, and the Knight here. There's just something very fiery about you, even if you do have water placements, especially Scorpio kind of emits that fire. You come in hot, maybe you have an eviscerating tongue sometimes, maybe your creative energy is intimidating in some way. And they just don't feel like right now is the right time to tell you about their feelings. And then we have a Page of Pentacles in reverse. So lots of juvenile energy. And I get the sense that this is a person who is up-leveling. They are recognizing where they previously have been immature, and they're trying to get to this point where they can become the emperor. Instead of fearing being dominated in a connection, they have this right balance of competency and confidence, good boundaries to know where they're willing to budge and where they're willing to take the lead, basically. So that's a little bit about this connection. I have a popular reading on my Etsy shop, just to put a little break in here. It's an 18+. It's called Sensual Messages from Your Person. So if you kind of want to know what this person thinks about in regards to you late at night, what they want to do to you, that's always a fun thing to kind of figure out. And I'll just do a little bit of this right now. So first of all, I want to know how this person sees you. This is interesting. We have just a friend. I really feel like somewhere, for some of you, yes, this is just a friendship. And if you resonate with this, then you know who you are. But for me, to some degree, the larger message is like, they're so worried about screwing up the friendship that this is what they know. They know that you have a good, solid foundation. This is interesting. And then for others, it's like, yes, they're just a friend. So they're telling people like, oh, that's just my friend. So they're saving face for if you reject them, it's not going to hurt as bad. But of course, we know that it is going to hurt as bad. And this message is also twofold as well. I see them calling you. And I also see them calling you if they feel like you will reject them. So this is not somebody, again, they're stubborn. They're not going to take no for an answer. So just be wary of that one. Okay, so on to the sexual messages here. What does this person want to do if they could do anything? This is funny. We got this one in the last one, so I'm not going to use it. But I can definitely say that this person is definitely obsessed with your chest area, with whatever gender you identify in. And as you can see, this person likes to play with using different parts of the body to get off. I really feel like there's something about them that wants to make their mark. We also have act like an animal. So I feel like this is somebody that reads or would be into playing with other worlds, whether that's pet play, pony play, hoo cow, or even just like werewolf or vampire or just something primordial or primal. This is somebody, again, with this energy of Shahrazad that wants to make you feel like, it wants to challenge you, first of all, but wants to make you feel like you're, this is a weird thing to say, but fighting for your life, like you're being chased. You meet them with resistance and you're wrestling, or you're playing this game of hide and seek and it's got high stakes, or they want to see like this flush on your face or neck. They want to know that they're getting to you. They want to insinuate these playful sources of power to kind of enhance the dynamic. And of course, always play safe, sane, and consensually. But this is what I do see here. And I also see that this person is a bit of a disciplinarian in bed. They do have a kinky side, and they are willing to explore that with you, so long as that is what you're into as well. Please don't feel forced into it. And if this person could say anything to you, just to kind of wrap up the reading here. I wish I could take back the things I said. So again, for those of you that resonate that this is somebody that you've met a while ago and you've either reconnected or maybe you even haven't, this person does want to apologize or reconnect in a way that lets you know they've changed. They are up-leveling from that person that you saw them in high school, or that person that you saw in the neighborhood, or at a previous job, to somebody of a more elevated status. And that's why I say earth placements here, because status seems really important to this person. They want that big house overlooking Central Park. They want to be protected from monetarily these crises that inevitably happen in life. They want to be the one calling the shots. There's this kind of BDE energy here. And I think this person will likely get it. So if you want to see what's going on, what's going to happen with this connection, go to my Etsy shop. There are a bunch of different things on there. There are some readings, of course, but there are also some healings and other offerings to help you encourage this connection to grow. So I urge you to take a look, and I'll see you on the other side. Hello, Pile 3, and welcome to your reading. You have chosen the beautiful black tourmaline pointed wand, as well as this card that says celebrate your wins. And I feel like you've really been through it. You may have just gotten over somebody who was not very nice to you, or made you shift your beliefs about yourself somehow. You could have just moved to a city environment or even a new environment. And so Spirit just kind of wants to let you know that you're being seen and you are being celebrated or appreciated for these brave strides, and you're going to be handsomely rewarded in love either way. So let me just get a message here about how this person feels about you. And we have these beautiful angel wings. That could be a sign for somebody. And the past is now behind you. Release it and embrace new possibilities. A new path is now available to you. Follow it with faith. I also feel like somebody here could have just gotten over a divorce. This past connection, the one that you went through, or a person that you had to shed recently from your life, man, I'm just getting that this person really was jealous or unhappy, and they just unfairly put so much stuff on you. And it's taken you a long time to realize that they needed to go, or that you needed stronger boundaries, or that your empathy has limits. And that's really what you're celebrating right now. You have become this up-leveled person that recognizes you are worthy of a more mature person, somebody who brings as much to the table as you do. Let's just take a look at your tarot. Yeah, I sense that this person that you're thinking about, they're playing an important role in this situation. Oh, how interesting. So we have Tristan and Isolde, desire, which is so interesting because in our first reading, we actually got the maid of this connection, and it's in reverse. Now I also see the 5 of staves in reverse. Don't be thrown off by reversals. It doesn't mean anything bad. And then we have awakening with Cupid and Psyche. So just huge kind of major arcana energy here. The 9 of staves on the bottom. I do see you overcoming these burdens. So interesting, right? So this myth ended in tragedy. And I feel like this is kind of exemplary of, honestly, both people and what you've gone through in the past, kind of clinging to a relationship when it was over or it was never really meant to happen, but it kind of happened through magic or this kind of synchronistic feeling that, similar to pile 1, honestly, like it was the right person, but it really wasn't. It was kind of a karmic lesson. And then jumping forward to now, this feels like it has twin flame energy. Cupid and Psyche were meant for each other, and even though Psyche did something to betray Cupid by asking him to reveal himself in his true form, this is kind of a Herculean tale where she makes up for all of these things later. She's put through a bunch of trials and overcomes them to find true love. So isn't that kind of a beautiful metaphor for this situation, or you guys? And then of course in the middle, like right now I kind of sense that you might be kind of in the middle of conflict, but as you can see, this guy's smiling a little bit, and so is, you know, the dude in the back, and they are not really hurting each other here. So I see old wounds being repaired. And I don't know, for some of you it might resonate, like maybe some words were said where you're like, I'm not really sure if my person would really say things like that to me. I don't know, there's something really interesting here. I want to keep going and just see, first of all, how this person feels about you. Let's just start there. So we have Just for Right Now. That's a very interesting card. And then we have Life Mate. Yeah, I see that. I do see that this person wants to go very slowly. That's what I see. I feel like they want to make sure that you are not just a side piece, and they also want to make sure that they're not going to be treated that way either. The name of the game for this person is respect. There's big Capricorn energy here, I feel, as well as some fire, as the staves represent the wands in this deck. It almost feels like this person could have like an Aries moon, or just something where if they feel betrayed, a whole nother side of them is going to come out, and they don't really want you to see that. How else do they feel about you? I feel like they feel like you're quite mythical. There's something about you that makes them feel like they're in a movie. We have the Emperor in reverse here, so they recognize that you, well, on the shadow side of things, could potentially be quite domineering, but there's something that they like about your energy like that. They like this kind of feeling of being taken care of. They like being thrown around in bed, if that resonates. Or let's just say they like submission. And it's hard to find a person that has historically complemented their desires in that way. This card popped out at me, the 3 of staves. Super interesting. We had the 2, I think the last reading. Or was it the first? I'm not sure. All of these readings are kind of intersecting with each other in different ways, but they've all been pretty different. This person looks at you as somebody they can take a road trip with, somebody they could build a business with, move to a different city with. You might have moved with them. That's just a special message for someone. They are trying to find a ride or die type partner, and they see that you have the potential for that. They also see the Queen of Pentacles here. Now, the Queen of Pentacles in reverse, signifying that while you do have all of the elements of making a happy home and being good in business and having a good head for finances, they see you as a little bit disorganized. This is a really interesting reading here. This person is very level-headed. That's why I say Capricorn or Virgo placements, they're highly critical, maybe a little too critical. And I really do feel like it's as a result of the scars that they've been through, but they do also feel that there's this quality here that has staying power, that you guys, have the ability to really make a good, solid marriage. And this person is more concerned with the financial aspects, the business side of that marriage or arrangement than the emotional. It's almost like they've kind of been cut off from that emotional part. Because of course we have the Nine of Pentacles on the bottom. So they see you as somebody who's a little bit in transition, but you're ultimately going to triumph and celebrate these massive wins, doing things that maybe not the average person is capable of, maybe not they're capable of. But there's just kind of this parental energy where it's like, oh, you want to be an actor? Like, okay, well, we support your dreams, but prove it to us. Kind of a little bit of a doubting Thomas-y type thing. And I think they're just coming from their own place of limitation in that sense. So don't be deterred here. So funny, this person there, that's really why they enjoy submission in the bedroom, because they're just so controlled in life. Oh, interesting. This person is waiting for an apology. I don't know if it's from you or from this past love, but I think that suggests somewhere like a little bit of a hurdle in this situation. They could act out and potentially make you jealous as a result of that at times. They're trying to find a way to regulate. And I think if you resonate with, yes, that's the thing that has kind of interfered with our situation right now, you will hear from them. They're going to give you a gift of some sort. It could be a tangible gift like flowers, oh, I'm sorry. Or it could be an opportunity or just a recognition of something that you've been trying to get them to recognize for a while. This person really does see you, probably deeper than you see yourself. And that's a valuable tool to have. So I have a reading on my website, on my Etsy shop, called Sensual Messages from Your Person. It's been very popular. So if you know that this is how this person feels about you and you want to go deeper and see like, what do they fantasize about? What do they want to do to me? What do they think about us late at night? Check out that reading. I'll do a little bit of a taste of what that is like now. I made this deck myself, so, it would be a shame not to use it. So this person, again, is really interested in serving you. They're really interested in service-oriented play. There's a bunch of videos on the internet about that if you're interested in learning more, but it's basically kind of topping from the bottom, which is super interesting. And then I do feel like there is kind of switch energy here. So for those of you that are like, oh no, I didn't want, to completely have somebody who, didn't necessarily want to give but always receive, there is a possessive quality where if they try to make you jealous and you lean into that and pretend to be unbothered by it, that will kind of inspire this person to clamp down and claim you in some way as their own. And it doesn't need to be a collar. It could be a matching tattoo. It could be matching rings or a proposal of marriage or, just something to signify that you belong to them, which is kind of hot to play with sometimes. And then this one is very surprising too. I really think this person is trying to figure out like who they are and what they want. I think that they know that they want you. I just think that there's a lot of experimentation that sort of needs to be done here. This is somebody who perhaps hasn't had like this wide array of lovers in the past, and they're worried about meeting the person that they're supposed to be with right now because they're not experienced, or what if I want to be polyamorous later and that person doesn't want to be? Just like all kinds of fears that don't, or worries that don't necessarily need to be there. So this person is really open, actually, in the bedroom more than in life, to doing things that seem taboo, just for the sake of them being taboo as well. Like, not necessarily because they're into them, although they could be, but just because that's where they allow themselves to feel free. So you could have really fun with this person, even if you feel like they're not for the long term. And then our last little bit here, if they could say anything to you, this person's all over the place. I'm in a much better headspace now. So again, if you resonate with the idea that something has happened in your connection, they owe you an apology, or maybe even not, that you are going to hear from them. They are going to come forward and just say it anyway. Because this is a truthful person. They want you to understand them. They want you to see them. They're ready to be seen. And I think that that makes for a really good connection, because this person isn't, they don't deceive maliciously. If they say things that are out of character or do things, it's literally because they're regulating in some way from something. And that has been a common theme today throughout a lot of our readings, is figuring out how to up-level and how to self-regulate. Trauma is normal, it happens all of the time, and we just have to find ways to integrate that and move through the things that happen to us. So be kind with this person and they will be kind to you, okay? Let me know if this reading resonated with you. Drop a comment below. Let me know if you want me to read for anything else, and I hope that you enjoyed it and you have a great rest of your day.